Welcome back, conference. We hope you had a good session getting to know the candidates for the World Scout Committee. Next up, the financial reports from the last triennium. We are then moving on to our first voting session on constitution amendments. Let us now listen to the financial report of 2017-2021. I welcome Andy Chapman, member of the World Scout Committee, to present to us the financial report.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next plenary session for the 42nd World Scout Conference. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are currently in the world. My name is Andy Chapman, and I have the honor and privilege to serve as Vice Chairperson of the World Scout Committee. I'm here with you all today to give a presentation on the WOSM Financial Report for the triennium 2017 to 2021, which also includes an extended year. First, I would like to invite you all to review the WOSM Consolidated Financial Statements in detail. This document can be found on scout.org/governance. As you will see, WOSM is extremely transparent in its financial reporting and supported by our external auditors, KPMG. In the next few slides, I will show a high-level overview of WOSM's revenue and expenditures. WOSM's annualized financial revenue for the triennium can be organized into four main categories. 36% of revenue comes from NSO membership registration fees. 24% of revenue is from the World Scout Foundation's annual operating grant, which is mostly attributed to capital gains managed by the investment subcommittee. 25% of revenue is from donor-advised funding, and we appreciate the collaboration and teaming support we have with the World Scout Foundation to make this area an ongoing reality. Finally, 15% of the remaining revenue is derived from various other sources, including but not limited to fees and seminars, other investment income, the World Scout Shop, and other donations. WOSM's annualized financial expenses for the triennium can be organized into six main categories. 52% of expenses cover staff costs at all of our global and regional support centers. 31% of expenses are utilized for activities and projects. 9% of expenses are for administration and infrastructure. 3% of expenses are for communications, and another 3% is for volunteer governance. And finally, 2% of our expenses are attributed to staff travel costs. Now, what I have just reviewed with you is our revenue and expenses from an accounting perspective. Next, let's take a look at how these revenues and expenses are utilized towards achieving our vision. It is important to note that all of our spending is informed by WOSM's Vision 2023, where Scouting aims to become the world's leading educational youth movement, enabling 100 million young people to become active citizens, creating positive change in their local communities. As you will recall, the four main themes of Vision 2023 are influence, growth, impact, and unity. Everything that we do in World Scouting is tailored towards supporting national scout organizations in the following areas of achieving our vision: strengthening the capacity of NSOs to deliver quality scouting education to young people and reach a standard of excellence in organizational management and sustainable membership growth. Developing high-quality programs for young people that have a positive community impact in a safe and inclusive environment. Equipping adult volunteers with relevant skills and expertise to support program delivery of programs to millions of youth. Engaging in strategic partnerships to enhance the design and delivery of initiatives to benefit more young people, and ensure our volunteer-led governance structures are well prepared to make informed, democratic decisions in the most transparent way possible. You can see from this chart how we invest in our various areas of work to deliver the strategy for Scouting. Now I would like to highlight some key accomplishments WOSM has realized in the last 4 years since the last World Scout Conference. The WOSM Financial Best Practices, approved by the last World Scout Committee at its meeting in March 2017, have now been implemented across all support centers. During the triennium, the Bureau's yearly operating budget has been approved by the World Scout Committee before the start of the new financial years. We completed the external audits of the Bureau's annual consolidated and statutory financial reports within 6 months from the financial year end over 3 successive years during the triennium. The Bureau's support centers have had at least one internal audit performed in the triennium, with the exception of one support center due to the prolonged pandemic. And the WOSM's fee statement was reported to all region directors, regional chairpersons, and regional treasurers on a monthly basis to ensure transparency and real-time data information. We also developed and implemented the following policies and guidelines during the triennium, not only to promote better governance and transparency, but also to enable resources to be utilized efficiently and effectively. This included global property acquisition and sale policy, global corporate credit card policy, restricted fund accounting policy, the global travel policy, employee leave policy, fixed asset and depreciation policy, and investment and internal control guidelines. We also streamlined the Bureau's SwissGap internal control system across all support centers. We implemented a staff performance and appraisal system. We improved financial transparency and reporting in all of the Bureau's regional and global structures. We developed presentations for the education of non-financial volunteers. And we revised the policy concerning payment of registration fees as to not affect youth participation in the World Scout Youth Forum through imposing sanctions at the very final stage of the suspension process. Through its management letter, the Bureau's external auditor, KPMG, has reported a significant reduction in the audit observations to a single digit as compared to the beginning of the triennium. We developed terms of reference to further strengthen the functions of the Bureau's internal audit. We also developed a due diligence report for continuing engagement with KPMG after 7 years. And we oversaw the creation of the Business Development Unit within the World Scout Bureau. Now, the creation of the Business Development Unit was aligned to help achieve key objectives of the last triennial plan approved at the last World Scout Conference. The Business Development Unit has some key objectives. First, to coordinate and streamline all of WOSM's partnerships, fundraising, and grant management efforts, and to innovate WOSM's sub-granting system to National Scout organizations. To initiate and coordinate WOSM's advocacy work and engage a network of youth representatives. To support the World Scout Foundation in managing donor relations for Messengers of Peace and other donors-advised funding grants. To coordinate resource mobilization support to National Scout organizations. To continue innovating and strengthening the technologies being used for grant management, online giving and donations, and the ongoing monitoring and evaluation. And to interface between donors and partners and internal units and support program coordination across WOSM. Our goal for the Business Development Unit is to provide better evidence of the impact of scouting towards the vision, to improve tracking and progress in key work areas and strategy, to extract lessons for organizational learnings and benchmarking, and to facilitate evidence-based decision-making going forward. So, looking to the future, WOSM has ongoing financial improvements that will be a key focus. This includes continuing to strengthen financial management controls and risk assessment across all support centers, focusing in the areas of business development. Continuously review and enhance WOSM's human resource policies and management across all support centers. Supporting member organizations in the implementation of the Financial Management Toolkit. Continuing to review risk and insurance needs to protect WOSM. Continuously looking at ways to have sustainable income sources. And modernizing human resource practices to continue allowing professional growth and attracting outstanding talent to work at WOSM. This now concludes my presentation on the WOSM Financial Report. Thank you all for your time and attention.
Thank you for that informative report, Andy. We will now start a voting session to consider the constitutional amendments. Let me clarify, the constitutional amendments on safe from harm will be taken for consideration on day 4 of the conference, along with the proposed resolution 2021D, which is also on safe from harm. Today, we will consider the draft resolution 2021B on WOSM Registration Fee System, which follows, according to rules of procedure, the same institutional proceedings and voting protocols as constitutional amendments. Before I explain the process we will follow for this voting session, let's take a moment to ensure that everyone is logged into your e-voting system. I now invite delegations to log into your e-voting system to be ready to cast your votes. Let's go through a short presentation as a reminder on accessing the system and a brief explanation on about casting the votes.
How to access the e-voting system. To access the conference e-voting system, after creating your account, go to vote.scout.org. Note that this is a different URL than the one used for the Youth Forum. We recommend that you bookmark this page for easy access throughout the event. The head of delegation is to log in with a registered email address and use the personalized password set when creating their account. Note that the link provided in the invitation email is expired as soon as the account is activated. If you forgot your password or wish to change it, click on the Forgot Password link below the login button. Remember that the preferred browsers are Chrome, Edge, and Safari. The e-voting system will not function on your mobile, and its user experience will be reduced with any other browser.
Again, as everyone should be aware by now, we want to provide as much support as possible to ensure that every delegation that wishes to vote can do so. If you experience any challenges, please contact the help desk to the help button either on this platform or your e-voting system. I now would like to invite Mr. Oscar Sundos, Chairperson of the Registration Committee for this conference, to give his report regarding the constitutional amendments we will be considering.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Dear delegates, I am pleased to report to you on behalf of the Resolutions Committee. By the recommended deadline of Wednesday, 25th of August 2021 at 15 GMT, the Resolutions Committee did not receive any amendments by member organizations to the proposal for amendments to the WOSM Constitution relating to CA01, Safe from Harm. Also, the Resolutions Committee did not receive any amendments to the draft resolution pertaining to Rule 6.1D of the Rules of Procedure relating to 2021B WOSM Fee Registration System. It was noted that CA01, Safe from Harm, will be taken during the conference resolutions session in plenary on day 4 to coincide with 2021D, strengthening Safe from Harm in the Scout movement due to the strong contextual connection. That concludes our report. Thank you.
Thank you, Oscar, for that report. To make sure everyone, the conference is now going to consider the draft resolution 2021B. Thank you. We will now proceed with the explanation on the voting process for this session. The conference is now going to consider draft resolution 2021B WOSM registration fee, which is proposed by the World Scout Committee. I remind conference that this resolution pertaining to WOSM registration fees requires a 2/3 majority of those present and voting to be carried, in line with the WOSM constitutional requirements. The draft resolution will be introduced through a recorded video by a member of the World Scout Committee. We have recorded the introduction to ensure there is no glitches with the internet connectivity. After the video, we will ask the World Scout Committee if they want to give any further comments. Following that, I will move the proposal and open the floor for questions on the substance. A representative of the World Scout Committee will be available to answer them or clarify any points they wish to do so. When I open the floor for discussion, I ask that the inputs be kept brief and to the point, so that the other delegates have equal time. In line with the rules of procedure, all delegations are reminded that no additional new amendments can be raised from the floor for consideration at this stage. Once all questions have been answered, or our allotted time runs out, I will move the draft resolution to a vote. You will see the proposals we are voting or discussing highlighted on the screen. Reminder that the resolution will be declared carried by a 2/3 majority of the vote casted. The motion will be defeated if the voting results fall short of these requirements. Do you have any further questions regarding the procedure? If you do, please add them onto the Q&A box. We will now watch a presentation explaining the type of vote with the 2/3 majority.
Here are the steps of how a delegation can cast their vote for simple motions with 2/3 majority. Log in to the e-voting system and be ready to cast your vote. When a vote is activated, it will show on the left side of your screen under the active vote header. It will include the progress bar, a timer, and the voter turnout. As quorum is determined at the beginning of the event, the voter turnout serves as an indication of those delegations that decided to practice their right to vote. Click on the active vote. The details of the selected vote will appear on the right side of your screen with the options to cast your vote. As this is a simple motion, your vote options are in favor, against, or abstain. Select your desired option to cast all your votes. If you wish to split your vote, click on the Split Vote button to enable that function. Then allocate all your votes according to all those options available. Depending on the size of your browser, the split vote will appear as a drop-down selection or a row with easy access to the options available from 0 to 6. You can select or unselect each option by clicking. Carefully review your vote allocation is correct. Note that once you have cast your vote, no further changes can be made. As a measure of caution, the confirm button will only activate once you have allocated all your votes. Confirm your vote by clicking the confirm vote button. A confirmation message that your vote has been submitted will appear. Once the vote is closed, the result will appear. You can see the overall result of the vote, plus how your delegation voted. For this vote type, the results are determined using 2/3 majority. If more than 2/3 of the votes are in favor, the motion is carried. And if a motion acquires exactly 2/3 of the votes in favor, it is carried as well. Note that abstentions are not counted neither in favor nor against.
I now welcome Janaprit Fernando from the World Scout Committee to introduce Draft Resolution 2021B.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm pleased to present you the resolution on WOSM registration fee. In Resolution 2021B, WOSM registration fee, the World Scout Committee propose to continue the current WOSM registration fee system until the fiscal year 2023-2024 and authorize the next World Scout Committee to continue the system, if required, until 2026-2027. The reasons why the World Scout Committee does not propose a change system for this triennium, even though this was previously proposed and promoted at the regional conferences, is the uncertainties in the world. In the current situation, it is impossible for WOSM to present member organizations with a calculated fee based on a new registration fee system based on data that reflects the current member organizations find themselves in. Therefore, the World Scout Committee proposes to continue the current WOSM registration fees. We believe the proposal ensures stability and predictability for member organizations in the registration fee system for the coming years. The proposal also provides the flexibility for the new World Scout Committee to adapt to the evolving economic and membership situation of the member organizations. The proposal assures a continued stable income stream to fund WOSM's operations at the same time as it imposes on WOSM to develop conservative budget plans mirroring the financial economic reality faced by member organizations. In Annex 1 of Conference Document 8, we have provided an overview of the registration fee per member organization. This is the same fee your member organization has paid every year since 2011. Thank you.
Thank you, Janaprit, for presenting this proposal. Does the World Scout Committee wish to add any further comments at this stage? Okay. I've received information they have no further comments at this stage. The motion has been moved to the floor for consideration. We now open the floor for discussion. Please raise your hand for any discussion on this proposal as a whole. Delegation wishing to speak will be taken in order of hands raised. Use the purple raise button to raise your hand. Please remember to accept the invitation to the green room. If we face any technical issues, we may proceed to the next delegate wishing to speak and strive to support connection to bring you in. Once you are invited to join the green room, please accept the invitation. Once on screen, I will indicate to you when it's okay to speak. I remind all delegates that we will keep inputs brief, and any speaker is required to introduce themselves with their name and country, and have a limitation of 3 minutes to speak so as to be fair to all other delegations. I will use this bell to indicate when time is almost up. We will watch a short video now introducing on how to raise your hand and join the green room.
Delegates, make sure you raise your hand by clicking the Raise Hand purple button. You will need to press the OK to accept the invitation from our technical team who will bring you to the green room. Before you enter the green room, you have the possibility to test your speakers and your headphones and your camera. And then you have to push the purple button to enter the green room. Once in the green room, our technical team will give you further instructions.
I now open the floor for discussion. We have a raised hand. Please bear with us until the technical team brings you into the green room. Yeah? Please remember to accept your invitation. So it looks there's a few raised hands. We are waiting for the technical team to bring them in. So while waiting for them, Juna, how was your day today? How was the experience, Dubai experience?
Oh, it was really good. I actually like being here, even though we don't see much of the city. There has so far not been any snowfall in Dubai.
Yeah.
I can report that. But for the rest, we're having a good time, and we're looking forward to the rest of the conference, I guess.
And how about the food? Are you enjoying it?
I am. It's good. It's food from all over the world. And this morning, I even had banana pancakes.
Excellent. Well, we're still waiting for confirmation.
What about you?
Dear delegation, while waiting, please remember to accept your invitation, yeah? Because without you accepting your invitation, we'll not be able to allow you into the green room. Please click on the OK button to accept your invitation. Juna, you're saying?
Yeah, sorry. I talked so much about my food. How are you doing? Like, how do you feel as the chair of this conference?
That's good. It's been great. It's really been great. And talking about food, as I said, it's really good here. The food is good here. And being a Malaysian, we are used to all kinds of food, and the food is equally as good here.
Nice, nice. We're treated very well here.
Okay, we have confirmation. We have Japan online. Can we bring Japan in? Thank you. Can we please invite Japan to the screen?
The registration
Thank you,
fee.
Japan.
We are now period of very serious pandemic impact on the economy. So, you know, not many countries can afford to pay the registration fee by the economical conditions. So, you know, I would like to ask the floor to reconsider to maybe we discuss the future registration fees years on 2026-27 should be discussed at the next 43rd World Conference. This is my input. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your input, Japan. We will take that into note. We have a few more raised hands. We are in the process of bringing them into the green room. As I mentioned earlier, please be reminded to accept your invitation. Only then we can allow you to come into the green room. And once in the green room, make sure to check your speakers and cameras. We have Nigeria. Can we invite them onto the screen, please?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, and the entire conference. Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, and the entire conference. I'm a delegate from Nigeria. Olusegun Gashufala is my name. I want to support the robust work of the World Scout Committee in terms of the resolution that they are proposing, looking at the global pandemic that has affected the entire world over the last 1.5 years. You will agree with me that businesses, organizations that support scouting went out of work, and a lot of people were not able to work. So, considering the fact that we will move for a fee at a later date and sustain the current one that they are doing right now is a good process in the right direction. And I want to say, because of COVID, which is key and has affected our resources over the last few months, that the motion is okay and good to go as presented. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Nigeria, for your input. We have a few more hands. The technical team is in the process of bringing them onto the green room. Juna, so would you like to share something about yourself?
Oh, well, what to share about myself. I'm from a very, very tiny country in the heart of Europe. It's called Luxembourg. Greetings to the Luxembourg Geneso from here. Yeah, and actually, fun fact, I'm celebrating my 10 years World Scout Conference anniversary.
Oh,
so 10 years ago, I've attended World Scout Youth Forum back in Brazil. Greetings to all the fellow participants from there who are around the world. And I think, like, looking back at the last 10 years, I realize how much scouting has had an impact on my life. So I'm truly grateful that what this movement has definitely brought to me. So it's just crazy to see how much time flies. But I assume every one of us has memories like this in scouting.
That's right.
Yeah, I think one of the memories of Brazil, Mr. Chair, is the decision to freeze the fee system as well. Not only the 10th anniversary for that, but this system that has been frozen since then. And in fact, there was nothing more that the World Scout Committee and all of us wanted better than bringing a proposal to this conference. But just to the comment from our delegate from Japan, with the challenges we all faced with the uncertainty that we are dealing with, we thought it's sensible from all of us to table this resolution for the consideration of the conference and giving ourselves enough time to read the word post-pandemic and understand the reality over a triennium or two. And if the situation would allow us, we can consider for next conference. So maybe using some of this time also to reflect in the journey since Brazil and at the same time offer some insight for our delegate from Japan.
Thanks. Thank you, Ahmad. Thank you. I would also again remind you all to accept the invitation, because we are having technical problem because you're not accepting invitation. We can't bring you into the green room and you can't voice your opinions. Please be reminded, accept the invitation on the screen. It's an OK button, I believe. You can press on that and you'll be allowed into the green room. Yeah, Ahmad. You're saying, sorry, I have to interrupt you just now.
No, just reflecting on this journey. I think this resolution in particular, and it's so fitting that we're dealing with this resolution right after the financial report, because I think one of the important things we emphasize this triennium is bringing more visibility, more transparency, and clarity for the way we are using our resources, and how we can also diversify our income sources in ways that would reduce our reliance on fees, but at the same time would enable us to unlock additional resources for member organizations. So there's a lot to be proud of, and actually in this resolution, we are asking for that understanding. And yesterday we joined some of the good discussion from National Scout Organization, asking about just to walk us through the thinking process that is guiding our thinking around the future of the fee system. So hopefully delegates will find the proposal to be solid and relevant, but I think this space will be very important for them to raise any questions too.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Thank you, Ahmad. Delegates, again, reminding you all to accept the invitation. We're still not being able to allow you into the green room because you're not accepting the invitation. If you're having difficulties, you can also put your questions or opinions on the chat box and the Q&A box, yeah? Right. We have also confirmation the World Scout Committee would like to speak at this point in time. I'd like to invite Juan to the screen, please. Thank you, Juan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. While we have the next speaker on the screen, I would like to comment on the words of our Japanese colleague on the resolution. So first, of course, we have to agree that we all in the movement and in the world and in every NSOs, we are having difficult situation, and this is the reason that drives to this resolution. So the reason to propose this is to provide certainty and stability to our member organizations. In the second point about why not discussing in the next one, just to clarify that this resolution doesn't prevent the World Scout Committee or any other to bring the debate on the table again in the next conference. It's just opening one door and providing one opportunity that if the situation doesn't improve enough, not to repeat the debate in 3 years, but to maintain this stability until the next triennium. And this is why the World Scout Committee proposed in this way, just to have one more option to deal with this uncertainty. Thank you so much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Juan. Thank you for your input. We have confirmation. We have Indonesia. Can we have Indonesia on the screen, please?
Yes. Hi, Param.
Hi, brother.
Yes. May I speak now?
Sure, please proceed, brother.
Okay. Very good evening, everyone. Salam Pramuka.
Salam.
I'm Brata from Indonesia Scout Gerakan Pramuka. And first of all, I would like to thank and appreciate very much for the effort have been done by the WOSM as well as WSB by giving assignment to task force of WOSM Fee led by Dr. Wayne Davis. We really appreciate that. And we do also appreciate very much the wisdom and the special attention and also flexibility given by the WOSM, also World Scout Bureau, to understand difficulties of NSOs, including Indonesia Scouts. We are expecting, while the new formula has been postponed until the next annual conference, we do expect that we still given chance to be discuss and listening more to the insight of NSOs, including Gerakan Pramuka Indonesia. Before COVID, our census says that we have 24 million members. On papers, to handle 24 million members, we need 600,000 leaders and trainers, and we need to retain them to keep their quality and competence at a high level. So it needs definitely high cost to maintain that. So thank you very much for the opportunity given to me, and we are expecting to remain with you all. Scouting is very important movement in our country. Thank you very much. Salam Pramuka.
Thank you, Brata, for the input. Thank you, Indonesia, for the input. We'd like to remind again, we still have some show of hands, but still not accepting your invitation. Please proceed to accept your invitation. Otherwise, we won't be able to bring you into the green room.
I I think this is a very special moment for all of us as delegations to not be in the same room all together and be able to just pick up the mic and speak freely. So I really want to acknowledge this special situation for all of you. I know many of you delegations are sitting together in your headquarters, maybe with some other delegations from around the world. Others have to be isolated still in their offices, in their houses. So this is a very special situation we are all living through, and I know that all of you have been witnessing this hard times of not being able to get together. So I'm personally really happy that we have found this way of still having a conference, a World Scout conference, to be doing our democratic way of proceeding and shaping the future of our movement. So please have a lot of good faith in us, a lot of patience. I know these are moments, it's a learning by doing opportunity, as we have so many in scouting, and we will all go through this together. So this is also for us a first experience, and I really like to thank all of you for be sitting in front of your computers for quite some hours already, and at day and night time. So I'm very grateful that we can be together in this way, and I would really love to see you all sitting in front of us. But I think this is the best way we can do, and I'm already looking forward to see you all at the next World Scout Conference, hopefully in person.
Yeah, excellent. That is very true, and that's what's happening to the whole world. We hope we come out of this soon and we can go back to our normal lives. Yeah, talking about raised hands, we still have, no, we can move on now because all raised hands have been lowered. Nobody has raised their hand at this point in time.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, we also monitor the discussion forum, and if any questions, and delegates, if they have difficulties in raising their hand or technology would fail us there, they can always use that space and or try to feed in their comments and questions and hopefully answer them too. Yeah.
True, very true. Thanks, Ahmad, for highlighting that. As mentioned earlier, you can put your questions in the Q&A box if you wish to highlight any other questions. Yeah, thank you. So far, we have also got confirmation there's no question in the Q&A box. With that, I think we'll move on. Okay. Let me check with the voting team if the system is ready. While waiting, I will advise the head of delegations to move to your e-voting system to be ready to cast your votes. Yeah. Well, we have one more raised hand. We'll take that one hand. This will be the last one, yeah? We will accept the one more raised hand, and then we'll move on to the voting. Okay. Again, I advise you all to accept your invitation to go into a green room. Otherwise, we can't, although you raise your hand, we can't move you to a green room until you accept your invitation. We are having confirmation. They should be on the screen soon. Juna?
Param.
So it's back to us again while waiting for them to come back to screen.
I hear it's Tanzania checking the sounds at the moment.
Yep,
so
yep.
We'll wait for them.
Okay, we have confirmation. Tanzania is ready. Can we invite them to the screen, please? Tanzania, you can start speaking now.
Unable to connect. Unable.
Tanzania, the line is not clear. Could you speak?
Yeah, it says that I think there is a internet connectivity problem.
We can hear you now. Please proceed.
Can you hear us?
Yes, we can. We can. Please proceed.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon.
Greetings.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please proceed. We can hear you.
Okay, my name is Frederick Peter. I'm here with my colleagues. They're all delegates from Tanzania. And first of all, we'd like to congratulate you for organizing such a wonderful presentation, especially during this time when we are facing a lot of challenges due to COVID-19. So we have our National Executive Commissioner here who would like to say something. I'm the International Commissioner of Tanzania Scout Association. Together we are with Chief Commissioner of Tanzania Scout Association. We are so glad that we have ladies.
Thank you, Tanzania. Tanzania, thank you. But do you have Tanzania, do you have any comments on the resolution itself? Sorry, I have to interrupt you.
Yeah, we have read the resolution and we don't have anything, but we would like to explain a bit about Tanzania, the number of members and what we have faced.
Sorry, because we will probably have to find another forum for that. We are now discussing the resolution. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Because we are running out of time, we have to keep up with that. Thank you. So, can we, going back to the resolution, I also like to reconfirm there were no amendments to the draft resolution received before the deadline. With that, we have confirmation the voting system is ready, and we can go on to the voting system. Can the head of delegations please sign on to your e-voting system to be ready to cast your votes? This vote will be open for 10 minutes. Note that later in the conference, we'll be progressively working on shortening the time for the voting as you get comfortable with the system, yeah? We have confirmation, system is ready. Votes are now open. With the votes open, the delegation can proceed to vote, and you can see the progress on your screens. Thank you, delegation. The vote is now closed. We should soon have the results on our screens. I'd like to inform the motion is carried with 760 votes in favor, 56 against, and 18 abstentions. Thank you, delegations. I'd like to thank you again for all your contribution today. As mentioned earlier today, the election for voting members of the World Scout Committee will now be open. The vote will stay open until the start of the plenary tomorrow at 12 p.m. GMT. Please remember to cast your votes and reach out to the help desk if you have any problems. Please also be reminded that the deadline to submit your draft emergency resolution and amendments to a draft resolution is at 11:59 p.m. GMT, 26 August 2021. The Resolution Committee is available to offer any support to member organizations through this process. Conference. We have come to the end of our second day of this World Scout Conference. Thank you for all the time and commitment to be present and engaged in this impactful plenary session. To keep the discussion and excitement flowing, we invite you to explore the exhibition areas, meeting hubs to meet with other delegations. On the exhibition space, exhibitors may be available for live interaction with conference participants. We again like to remind you on the reminder of the deadline, which is for the draft emergency resolution and amendments to the draft resolution, which is at 11:59 p.m. GMT, 26 August 2021. I also like to remind you that the vote for the committee voting members of the World Scout Committee is now officially open. Please be reminded the voting will remain open until 12 p.m. GMT tomorrow. That is just before the opening of the plenary. With that, I now adjourn the meeting and we'll meet again tomorrow at 12 p.m. GMT. Keep the smile and enjoyment and enjoy the rest of the sessions. Thank you.